Amare in omnibus servire, in omnibus amare et servire, Domino in everything love and serve the Lord.
Sinners Yet Called. Back in 2013, when Cardinal Jorge Mario Bergoglio was elected as Pope Francis, people asked him, "Who is Pope Francis?" And then he said, "I am a sinner." In similar way, this is true in my Jesuit life. Not to trivialize being a sinner, but for people to know that when God calls you, being a sinner is not a deterrent. Yes, God calls imperfect people to perfectly love scarred humanity. Sa Diyos, walang tira-tira. Sa Kanya, lahat mahalaga.
Chào mọi người có khỏe không? Con là Viện đến từ Việt Nam và con đang thi hành sứ mạng ở Myanmar. Bạn con thường hỏi là tại sao mình chọn dòng tên. Đó là thực sự là một kinh nghiệm rất là dài, đó là trong một thời gian suy ngẫm, tìm hiểu về cuộc đời của mình. Thì con quyết định đến với dòng tên. Lý do đơn giản là bởi vì khi con đọc tự thuật của Cha Thánh Y Nhã, con thấy bản thân của mình, kinh nghiệm của đời mình ở trong kinh nghiệm của Thánh Y Nhã. Đó là kinh nghiệm từ một người gần như không biết Chúa đến kinh nghiệm của một người nhìn thấy sự hiện diện của Chúa trong cuộc đời mình, thấy Chúa yêu mình dường nào, ngay cả khi mình không có thấy được những điều đó. Và từ kinh nghiệm của một người muốn giữ Chúa cho bản thân mình, con trở thành một người có khao khát để giúp đỡ người khác nhận biết Thiên Chúa trong chính cuộc sống của họ.
My favorite Jesuit motto is "To be seen means to be myself." I know it's not originally from a Jesuit, but it is from Thomas Merton. However, many Jesuits quote this sentence for me along my formation. They try to remind me that everyone is called to be holy. But holiness is not about being perfect or being somebody else. Instead, holiness means being ourselves, embracing our who we really are, and try our best to develop our unique gift for serving others. In this sense, I find that when we are true about ourselves, we can connect with others meaningfully, and this brings a joy to life. That's why I love this motto, and I want to share with everybody to encourage everybody to just try our best to pursue holiness in everyday life, like being kind, loving to each other, using our strength for serving God, and of course, letting our weaknesses to be filled by grace of God and for collaboration.
What I like about the Society of Jesus is the universality. We are so diverse with different personalities, yet we stay united in Christ. And those differences doesn't make any obstacle for us. Rather, it becomes strength for us to grow together as brothers in Christ. I affirm that God's really allowed me and called me to serve Him in this society, since He opened the door for me, welcomes me with arms wide open. And He always makes things smooth in my Jesuit life. And I cannot run away from Him because I have tasted the goodness of the Lord and Society of Jesus.
Pengalaman belajar untuk berserah kepada Allah sepenuhnya adalah pengalaman paling berkesan di dalam formasi saya sebagai seorang Jesuit. Satu momen yang saya ingat tentang hal itu adalah pengalaman peregrinasi ketika saya di novisiat. Di sana saya sungguh belajar bagaimana belajar untuk mengandalkan Allah dengan sepenuh hati. Dan sampai saat ini saya terus mengingat pengalaman itu dan belajar lagi, terus belajar bagaimana di balik kerja keras saya, di balik pengalaman saya untuk berusaha sepenuh hati, tentu akan ada momen atau sisi di mana saya juga terus belajar untuk mengandalkan Allah.
สวัสดีครับ ผ ผมรู้ได้ยังไงว่าผมถูกเรียกให้มาเป็นเยสุอิตผมคิดว่ากระแสเรียกเป็นสิ่งที่สำคัญและเป็นสิ่งที่ศักดิ์สิทธิ์สำหรับพวกเราทุกคนและเพื่อนๆของผมและผมเองก็ได้ตอบรับเสียงเรียกนั้นเสียงเรียกบางครั้งก็มาจากบุคคลรอบข้างมาจากครอบครัวพ่อแม่ญาติพี่น้องคุณพ่อซิสเตอร์หรือครูคำสอนหลายๆท่านที่อยู่ข้างๆเราและผมคิดว่ากระแสเรียกที่มาจากตัวผมเองก็มาจากแม่ของผมซึ่งเป็นเสียงเรียกที่แม่ของผมได้เรียกผมไปเข้าวัดทุกเช้าให้ผมได้ไปช่วยมิซาและที่สำคัญให้ผมได้รู้จักกับคณะเยสุอิตผมได้ตอบรับกระแสเรียกนั้นและผมคิดว่าผมได้ตอบรับในสิ่งที่สำคัญที่สุดในชีวิตของผมคือการเป็นเยสุอิตและผมก็ขอบคุณแม่ของผมซึ่งเป็นเสียงเรียกที่มาจากชีวิตจริงกลายเป็นชีวิตของผมที่เป็นชีวิตแบบเยสุอิตขอบคุณครับ
When I think of a Jesuit formation, what strikes me is the humbling reality that Jesuit formation takes a lifetime. It doesn't end upon receiving the gift of ordination. It takes a constant evaluation and discovery of one's self-identity, vocation, and mission. It also takes into consideration the reality that God calls each one of us to respond according to their best discernment at a particular time, context, and space, preferably moved by and directed towards the marginalized, the neglected, and the poor. In this important Ignatian presupposition, one is continuously invited to be part of God's innermost desire to draw back to Himself and to have people sharing the fullness of life.
My favorite method of prayer is meditation. Meditation really makes me feel God's presence. I can feel God is always with me, whether I'm happy, joyful, sad, or even at the awful moment in my life. So, through meditation, I can feel that God is present in every moment of my life.
What really stands out to me in my Jesuit formation has been the people that I've met all throughout it. The Jesuits have sent me to places all over the world that I never would have gone by myself. And so encountering the people of God in all those places has been deeply consoling. And so whether it's with refugees and displaced people in Iraq or South Africa, or university students in Boston, or remote villagers in Alaska, or my parishioners here in Manila, I find God at work in all these places and among all of these people. And the invitation to collaborate in that work has been really beautiful.
When I think back about my formation years as a Jesuit, the novitiate has been very formative for me. But what stands out the most is my 2 years of regency at Sacred Heart School at Ateneo de Cebu. Because during those times, it became a combination of both face-to-face teaching and also online teaching because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Reflecting about it, I realized that truly, God, Emmanuel, is always with us, not just in good times, but more so in times of pain, sickness, suffering, and death.
What do I love about the Society of Jesus? Among many things I love about the Society of Jesus, I'll just mention 2. First is the name itself, because it's named after Jesus, so everything about the governance and the identity is about Jesus. And then the second is the diversity of the members. They're all from all over the world, so this is a good for us because we model after the disciples of Jesus.
in omnibus et servire Domino in everything. Love and serve the Lord.
Thank you to the Society of Jesus.
Maraming salamat po sa aming mga kaibigan at kapamilya sa apostolate areas, both past and present.
Our lay and Jesuit formators, Jesu Amare.
ขอบคุณครอบครัวของพวกเราทุกคนครับ
Thank you for our friends and benefactors.
Thank you to all of our spiritual directors.
Thank you for all mentors and professors.
Thank you to our Regency, Jesuit, and Apostolic communities.
Thank you to Arupe and Loyola communities.
Con xin chân thành cảm ơn họ hàng, bạn bè thân hữu.
Bishop Onesto Antioco of the Diocese of Cubao and the Ordination Committee.
Ad Maiorem Dei Gloria.